So I'm here today with someone really important. So who are you and how do you describe the work you do?
Well, thank you very much. First, I'm not really important, but I think the opportunity to speak to you is a pleasure. My name is Paul Drussou, and I'm the country representative of the Swiss Red Cross here in Bangladesh.
So what's exactly the work you do here at the Swiss Red Cross in Bangladesh?
And this is a good question. I think our key role is to support the Bangladesh Red Crescent in its implementing of the programs. For us as the Swiss Red Cross, we just developed our new 4-year strategy for the next from 25 to 28. Our core areas of where we want to focus is on urban programming and urban and rural resilience programming and health. And with overarching support in national society to be a more functional organisation.
So this is a 4-year plan you've implemented. So how do you come up with what has to be done within these 4 years?
What was your very good question? I think we try and see where we can best complement the Bangladesh Red Crescent and work with other partners in the country, and look at where we have skills as well. I think we need to recognise with reducing funding that we need to be a bit more strategic in where we position our money, where we position our technical support, and how we can get best results.
So this leads right into my next question. What's the largest issue in your line of work right now? Is it the cuts to funding?
No, I don't think that's the largest issue. I think funding is not the biggest issue. I think for me personally, I feel it's the coordination. I think we have many experienced, very dedicated people, but if we don't do things in a systematic manner, we don't have best impact. And I think at times, and I think I can speak maybe just not for Swiss Red Cross, but maybe in terms of working with the Red Cross for quite a long period of time, we have a very unique position, which I feel we don't take best advantage of. So I think there's how we best utilise our position, how best we utilise our funding to have greater impact, and how we better maybe not just hold the national society accountable, but how we partner in the national society to have something that is more sustainable is one of the key issues, I feel.
So do you think the next generation of individuals in the Red Cross and the next generation of change makers in this field can work on improving coordination?
Definitely. I think this has to be, right? I think often, this might not be a good reflection on myself, but I think many times in the Red Cross, Red Crescent, you have people who have been there for a long period of time that aren't open to change. And maybe this is not being a positive way of saying things, but if you do the same thing for a long time, you often don't like to change things. And I think bringing in the new generation, new technology, new approaches, different mindsets has to be healthier. Everybody needs to have that change process.
So you think the new generation will bring some fresh ideas in?
I hope so. If they bring the same ideas, well, it's going to be very sad. I think, you look at the last year or whatever, short period of time, this whole AI, which to me is still, I can't understand in myself how it works. But this is this process of changing time we spend on writing a report can be done in 2 seconds or 2 minutes. To me, it's unbelievable.
So you're hopeful for the rise of AI and hopeful for its implementation?
I don't know if hopeful is, but I see there is an advantage. Obviously, there's always a downside to an upside, but I see in reducing some of this menial tasks of having people writing reports for days upon days and then editing and back and forth when in the end sometimes it's not even read. It's reducing this and then concentrating, as you were mentioning before, on these elements on communication, coordination, impact. I think this is where we should be looking to.
So talking about younger generations and the changing world, let's go back a bit. What were you doing when you were 16? How did you end up here at the Swiss Red Cross?
This is a very interesting question. First, can I say, you and me at 16 are completely different. Your confidence, your vision, I find truly inspiring. I'll put that down as point number one. Me at 16, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. Your dad will know. You've been in Australia as well. You're in Australia.
Not for too long, but I'm aware.
At 16, I was thinking this morning. I was pushing trolleys around in Safeway as a part-time job. This was to earn enough money to buy myself a bike. That was me at 16. And at 16, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I think at one point I wanted to work for Greenpeace and save whales. Then the next time I run behind a garbage truck as work experience for a little while, and I thought this was the greatest job I've ever seen until my mum pulled me out of this and realised this was not going the right path. And then eventually, I think my dad took me to Swinburne University when they had an open day, and I was trying to figure out, where I could potentially fit, because just with the background, my dad's an industrial chemist, my sister's an industrial chemist. They're all quite academic, and I'm not that academic. I'm more like to be outdoors. So I tried to find a job where it combined, or a qualification that combined indoor and outdoor, and it had a course called environmental health, which I sort of fitted more with what I liked, and that's how I sort of got into environmental health with the government to start with. Then I worked in Indigenous communities in Australia, and then this sort of exposed me more to this disparity between population groups. And even Australian or Indigenous Australians, their lifespan is significantly less than the white Australians, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, and then I started to realise, things were different, and then the Red Cross had an open day as well, and I went along to this and met someone, and they said, you should try this, and sparked. And then I realised, it's a privileged journey, I think, to work with the Red Cross, to see different cultures, different people, work with different colleagues from different aspects. I think this is a never-ending learning journey.
So you've talked about how you were uncertain, but you found your way here, and I think you are happy with what you're doing, and as I can tell, you're pretty passionate about what you're doing, helping people, helping the world. So any advice for the younger generation? What should 16-year-olds be doing today? Anything to tell me or my generation?
I think to manage expectations. I think for the younger generation, you want to achieve too quickly sometimes. And I think that it's a learning journey, and there's failure. I mean, not everything's going to be successful all the time. Try, maybe you fail, maybe you succeed. Try again. Look at it from different angles. I think also is to listen to different people. I mean, you can be guided by some, guided by others. I think even now, at our age or my age, you always listen to everybody else's opinion. You choose what you want to believe or accept or guide you. Or I still, for example, me, I speak to my dad once a week. He's 87, and we still have the same conversation. Paul, when are you going to grow up? What are you going to do with your life? Sort of thing. The same. I like this. This feedback to the family and stuff, I think, is super important. This sort of sets yourself up for your whole life. Having this core structure of, I think, support. For me, that's important. And
because one of my main objectives with doing this is getting different perspectives on similar things. Like this is a similar question that I've asked a bunch of people. And one of my main aims here is to share different ideas and different perspectives and have a similar structure to do that. So, I think then this is doing a good job then. So, coming back to the present, we're dealing with uncertain times, with climate change. We talked a bit about AI as well, with misinformation especially, which is accentuated by AI. How do you think we should be dealing with times of uncertainty? You've talked about our generation, that we need to listen to more people and have these certain structures, but anything else in terms of the uncertain times we live in?
It's a difficult question, but I think there's got to be a level of acceptance. We know there's uncertainty in life. There's going to be more uncertainty as we go forward. I think it's more to look at it sometimes in a more pragmatic manner. There's things you can manage and things you cannot manage in life. I think this is, there's this sphere of influence and sphere of control, that whatever that analogy is. And then I guess to sometimes step back a little bit and reflect on yourself, what you can do, what you cannot do, what you can control, what you cannot control, not to get too caught up in things sometimes. I think that sort of self-reflection is really important at any age. Because often I think it's, there's a lot of peer group pressure, there's a lot of pressure in life to succeed, to be the best, to be the best. But to manage this, I think, is super important. May I ask you though a question? So you're 16, huh?
I am.
You're clearly, you think a lot. You're very intelligent. What are your short-term expectations? What are your plans?
At the moment, I'm just taking every day, one day at a time. I'm doing this because it's something I enjoy.
This is excellent.
Thank you. That means a lot. I'm doing this because I like speaking to people and I like getting the word out about different things. But at the moment, my plan is just take every day at a time, do things I love, and let's just see where that takes me. All these questions are directed at my experiences and my friends' experiences and my generation's experiences with uncertainty and the question of what should we be doing, which is why I asked you what you were doing at 16, how you ended up here. So yeah, that's me, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I feel I can walk away with a lot of different things, especially because like how your career journey, especially like how you went from you discovered what you like, which is helping the world, and your career journey of working with Indigenous Australians, with then working you wanted to work with Greenpeace as well, with your job at 16 pushing trolleys, making money to buy a bike. It's quite intriguing, and I'm walking away from this interview with a lot of information, and I'm very, very pleased.
You're
Thank
very
you
kind.
so much, sir.
You're a very mature 16-year-old, and it's an absolute pleasure for me to have an opportunity to discuss with you. Thank you.